Welcome back. It is Wednesday, which means we get to visit with our friend Michael Babcock at TMZ to get the scoop on today's hottest stories. Michael, are you there? Oh, he's not.
Oh, he's not there yet. Okay, we lost him. Remember, last week is the week that
he was the disappearing man.
Like, oh, where'd he go? He was gone.
That was so interesting.
It's so weird. We've done this with him for a few years now.
And now, 2
all of a
weeks
sudden,
in a row, it's crazy.
What is happening?
I do not know what's happening.
Michael, are you there?
Jeremy, I am.
Okay.
Hi,
I don't. Right as you welcomed me, it shut off. Hi.
Hi.
Remember last week? It did.
I don't know what else
week.
is going to happen, but.
All right. Well, let's just brace for whatever comes up. So, what we want to talk about first is Sherry Shepherd.
We better pick wisely here because this might be it.
Yes.
Okay.
Michael, I sent you an Instagram message on Monday.
I did. You were right about Wendy Williams.
I knew it.
Said. I think I don't remember. It wasn't that long ago. It was only a couple weeks ago, Jeremy, where we were talking about. The plan was originally to have all these different guest hosts, but then the producer said, no, we're just going to have Sherry Shepherd be the permanent guest host, and then we'll see what happens. Hopefully, Wendy can get over her health issues and come back, but it just wasn't meant to be. And yesterday they announced that that Wendy wasn't coming back, and after 12 seasons, obviously everyone wishes her the best, but that this was now going to be Sherry Shepherd's show. So, the question is, does the show name change immediately? Does it change in September when the season technically starts? That remains to be seen. But this is Sherry Shepherd's show now.
Well, who doesn't love Sherry Shepherd? She's got a great personality. Yeah. I think that was a good pick.
Yeah, she's fun.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Jeremy? Are you excited for it? Or?
Oh, no, totally. Here's the other thing, too, I saw. I was scrolling through Instagram, and I saw a video of Wendy on the beach in Florida, and I think she was talking to her son, and she actually looked, and he's gone.
Oh, and she actually looked okay?
And she was talking, and I found out later, I think it was her son interviewing her on the beach, and she was talking great. She seemed with it. She was walking, so that to me was a good sign, like, oh, well, maybe she's okay.
Yeah.
Did you see? That's okay, Michael. It's okay.
It's okay.
Do I need to call Harvey Levin about this electric bill?
I know. I think I need a new computer.
Okay.
But did you see the video of Wendy on the beach, I guess, with their son talking to her, and she seemed very with it, and...
Yeah.
So I just didn't know what her health issues are.
I think that's interesting, too, Jeremy. What happens with Wendy now? She's a TV person. She's great. She's great at being on air, and... You got to imagine she's going to want to work. So does she go somewhere else and get a show? That's going to be really interesting to see too. What happens
I hate
with
it for
Wendy.
her. Because maybe they're afraid just to bank on her because she's so back and forth. They can't rely on her health to stay good.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's a good point. And it's hard to find guest hosts and to continue to put on a good show when your main host, your star, is not there. So yeah, I think that's a really good point, Kelly.
Yeah. I did hear a great commentator yesterday talking about how the changes with the show would be different because Wendy is known for being a little bit snarky. Like she'll go there. You know what I'm saying? Like she'll say things about celebrities.
That's a fact.
That's fact. We have that. But Sherry, I think, will be more like. What I say Sherry is like the old Rosie O'Donnell show, where she's very kind to the guests and it's very fuzzy, warm show and happy.
Yeah,
versus
it'll be a
snarky.
different feel. Yeah, right. I think it's gonna. The show's certainly gonna have a different feel to it because they have very different personalities, right? At least from what we know of from having watched them for a long time on television, they seem very different. So I would expect the show to be different too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they keep the viewers or if the ratings go up or what happens after that.
Kelly, I just thought of something too.
What's that?
Hey, Michael, you know how Wendy always comes in and goes, "How you doing?"
How you doing?
Yeah. Yes.
I just thought of one for Sherry Shepherd.
What?
She just walks out and goes, "What's up, yo?"
I like that.
You like it?
I like.
What's up, yo?
I like that. I like that.
I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm thinking, there's all kinds.
If she takes that, I think you deserve a cut.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm texting her people.
All right. So, Michael, let's move on to Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. So did you see this Vogue shoot that Kim did and showing off her absolutely gorgeous house and everything absolutely flawless and perfect. And even her cars, her very expensive luxury cars, a Lamborghini, Rolls Royce, and a Maybach, they all matched the house. And they were this color called Ghost Gray. And They looked really cool. So you kind of wonder, where did Kim get those cars? What are those cars? Why does she have them? So she actually had these 3 cars. They were all different colors, and she wanted them to actually kind of all be uniform and look like each other and also look like the house. So she took them to this car customizer in LA. This very good, very well-known car customizer, and for over $100,000, painted these 3 cars this ghost gray color. Took over a month because it was such an intricate job. It's not just spraying the car with the paint. They had to literally take off a lot of these pieces, individually paint them. So you essentially took the car apart, painted it, put it back together, and then Kim has this this very big shoot with Vogue, and they looked very cool. I will say that.
Only $100,000?
I'm gonna have to Google this.
I would think it'd be more.
Right. Yeah, I honestly, yeah, right. You would think so. You would think so.
I'm like, well, that ain't nothing for Kim.
I had to Google it, Michael. I'm Googling right now because I want to see these cars.
Oh yeah, look.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in that Vogue video, Jeremy. If you.
Okay, I will watch that later.
Yeah,
I wanted to see what Ghost Gray looks like.
Yeah, I didn't know what Ghost Gray looks like.
Ghost Gray.
I'm like, okay.
I want that color, but I don't have $100,000.
Well, you know what? I don't want that color because it's ghostly on the highway, too. People can't see the gray because it blends in with the highway. Yeah, that's one thing. I want a red one.
Right, so everyone can see you, red or yellow.
That's
right.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they look beautiful, but I don't necessarily, I think cars are where you can stand out. My house is black and white. I don't want a black and white car. I want to have an accent color, but that's just me.
Yeah. No, you're right. But you know what? With Kim, she stands out wherever she goes. So, I think she could be driving like an '89 Toyota, and she'd get a lot of attention. So.
Hey, isn't that Kim Kardashian?
Hey, Michael Babcock, I won't put you on the spot, but there's a question I want to ask you about Kim K, if you can think about it for future. I'm a fan of Real Housewives of Miami, where Larsa Pippen is on it.
Right.
And you're a big sports guy. So I just don't know the feud between Larsa and Kim K. They used to be best friends, and they had a falling out. So you don't have to answer it now, but if you can fill us in at some point, I'm very curious.
Let me do my research because I obviously do know that they used to be very close, and no more. And
I figured I'd ask Michael Babcock a sports question.
If anybody knows, he's going to know.
He's going to know.
There you go. Michael, we've got just a short time left. What about Barack's Hawaii home?
Yeah, so Barack and Michelle Obama, a couple years ago, they spent $8.7 million on this beautiful plot of land in Oahu, and this gated community, beautiful. Actually shot a episode of Magnum P.I. there back in the day. Well, the Obamas buy this land for nearly $9 million, knock down the house, and now they have built this beautiful mansion on the property, and it's almost done. The former president was actually at the house a couple of weeks ago checking things out. They're doing landscaping now, and that presumably is going to be the house that they sort of settle down in.
How nice to have a house in Hawaii. I'd take a little shack in Hawaii.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
So you think they'll actually, that will be their main residence, you think?
I don't know. It seems a bit far from everything, kind of bit far, but I'm sure they'll be there. It's really nice, so they'll be there.
All right. Thanks, Michael. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks, Kelly and Jeremy. I think my Skype fixed, too. It's not
hallelujah.
Good. Okay.
See you next week. You can catch TMZ weekdays at 5 p.m. and TMZ Live weekdays at 2 p.m. Please don't go anywhere. We have so much more fun on the show.
Lots more.
I've got seafood in my teeth, and I'm not even kidding you. I've been picking my teeth the whole segment.
Let me see.
Right back here. I'm going to go get some claw.